Good day, good day, good day. I am back. I'm praying you're having an awesome and amazing day today. And today I just want to talk with you about, the things that are happening in your life when it's of God. And, sometimes we go through some things, we don't understand why. We don't understand why we are dealing with this, why things are happening the way it's happening, but sometimes it's of God. And I remember a couple of years ago, maybe 5 years ago, now probably been 7. I had got a restaurant because I really got into trucking in order to get me a restaurant. Because I told you I went to culinary school and I loved to cook. And I didn't understand, I got the restaurant, and everything started happening. First someone broke in and stole everything. I mean, the next day. Then I battled with an infestation of rats. I got that taken care of. Then I could never get the gas on. Then, I was just pouring everything I had into it, trying to get it open. And then I finally gave up when I had painted everything, got rid of the rats, painted everything, had everything just right, painted the floors, I had bought new equipment to come in and everything. I was so excited, but I was still working. I'm driving trucks. And so I had went back so excited to see how it looked, when the paint dried and everything. And when I walked in, the kitchen floor was brown. And I'm like, what in the world? I was devastated. And I went to my landlord and I said, the floor brown, what is happening? And he looks and say, oh, I forgot to tell you, every time it rains, it floods. So I'm like, what? And so, I was like, nah, I can't keep putting money into a pit. So, a bottomless pit. So, I packed up and had everything put in storage. So then about 4 years ago, I had built my credit. Well, I had been building my credit, got everything. I mean, people would give me anything. Banks, cars, whatever. So I'm ready to buy a house. So I had started, put in, to get a mortgage, get a loan, and I was approved. And so, I'm out looking at houses. Me and my daughter, we just looking at houses, and I never had peace with anything. Never had peace. And I didn't understand it. Or when I did find something I liked, someone beat me to it. Someone got approved before me. And I just didn't understand, like, what is going on? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. What is going on? But sometimes it's of God. Sometimes it's not, it's not in God's will. And I had shared with some people about buying a house and everything, and, and told them, so guess what? They got houses. So it left me questioning God, like, I don't have enough faith. Lord, what's wrong? Why the door not opening? Am I not trusting you enough? So I just didn't understand. But it was of God. And now today, I sit back and look, and I understand. I understand why things didn't work out, because he told me to move to Houston. If I had did all of that and was planning, I wouldn't have listened to him. I wouldn't have moved. If my business would have been successful, I wouldn't have moved. If I would have got my house and, did everything and got everything like I wouldn't have moved. I would have ignored what he had told me. So sometimes it's of God. And that's why I have a problem when people always want to say, God is a God of order. Oh, he wouldn't do this, he wouldn't do that, but they don't know God. Because yes, God will give you a specific way, instruction on doing things a specific way that He wants it to be done. Yes, He will. But when it's something of God, God don't come the way we think He coming. God don't always do things the way we think He's supposed to do them. So who order? When people say He's a God of order, of whose order? He's a God of His own order. And it says, nobody knows the mind of Christ. Nobody counsel God. Nobody tell God what to do. He don't seek man counseling. So who can tell you what God is doing? Who can tell you? You have to know and trust Him enough that He's going to guide you in the right direction. You got to know and trust, because He say, my sheep know me, know my voice, and a stranger they won't follow. So if God says, my sheep know my voice, and a stranger they won't follow. So sometimes God will lead us the long way, the hard way. And so don't get discouraged when doors are not opening up that you think should. Don't get discouraged when things are not, you have put things in place, but they still not adding up and lining up the way you want them to. Because sometimes you got to sit back and be like, is this of God? And and it brings me to the book of Judges, chapter 13 through 15. It talks about Samson. And Samson is the man that his mother was barren. And an angel of God came to his mother and told her that she was going to bear a son. And she was not to drink wine, anything from the vine. She was not to drink strong drinks. She was not to eat anything unclean. And she was told a razor should not go upon his head. They should never cut his hair. Because this is a man of God. Because God created Samson to deliver his people out of the hands of the Philistines. Because in chapter 13, verse 1, it says, the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and He delivered them into the hands of the Philistines for 40 years. So after that, God then came unto Samson's mother, and He sent His angel unto her and told her about to give birth. And so then, so when she had Samson, in verse 14, Samson seen a Philistine woman that he wanted. He wanted her bad. So he went to his parents and he said, hey, I seen this woman. I want her. Please get her for me. And when they found out she was a Philistine, they were like, you can't find a woman from, the other tribes. You can't find a woman from the children of Israel. You can't find another woman, because why would you want this unclean Philistine woman? Why do you want her? But they did not know it was of God. Because in chapter 14, verse 4, it said, but his father and mother did not know that it was of the Lord. See, sometimes God is not going to come the way you want Him to come. Sometimes things are not going to happen the way you think they should happen, because God called Samson for a purpose. And that was to deliver the children of Israel out of the hands of the Philistines. And so, as you read on, Samson, he fought, he loved whorish women because he went into a woman that was a harlot, and they had planned to kill him when he came out, and they hid behind the gates. But Samson came out at midnight, and he pulled the gates up with the bars and all and took them with him on his shoulder. And see, the spirit of the Lord came upon Samson at the right time. He killed a lion. He killed with his bare hands, with a jawbone. He even killed 1,000 of the Philistines with his jawbone. And God created Samson to get his children out of the hands of the Philistines. Because when Samson killed those 1,000 Philistines, he became judge over Israel. And then when he married Delilah, and he was married to the woman that he seen in the valley, to the Timnah woman. He married her, but his her father gave her to his companion, and he got mad. So he put a torch on some foxes, tied their tails together, and sent them out to the Philistine fields and burnt all their fields and crops up, burnt everything up. So the Philistines went in and burnt his father-in-law, the wife, and all them. They burnt them up. So, Samson ended up killing 1,000 of them. But the thing is that if you read about Samson, you would say Samson was gullible. He kept falling in the hands of these women. And like the wife, he had the riddle that he was giving to the men. And the riddle was about when he killed the lion. And when he came back, the bees had made, they had set up in the lion's mouth and made honey and honeycombs. And Samson got some. He even shared it with his mother and father. And so he made a riddle, and he told the guys, if y'all can explain this riddle, I'll about give you 30 garments and 30 covers of clothes. He told them he would give it. So they went to his wife and told his wife, oh, you brought him here to do us like this and all of that. So his wife ended up asking Samson about it. She ended up crying and pressing Samson for days and days till he finally gave in and told her the answer of the riddle. She told the guys, and she told the guys, and she betrayed Samson, went and told the guys because they had threatened to kill her and her family. So she went and told them, and then they gave him the answer to the riddle. So he went down and killed some people to get the garments that he had promised. So the thing is, Samson looked like an idiot. I mean, for real, he looked like a strong idiot because these women was getting him messed up. But Samson was created for a purpose. It looks like he was just a little idiot for a woman. But Samson was created for a person. It was of God. And that's one thing we got to know and we got to understand. It may not seem like it. Because even right now, some of the things where I'm at, the things that are happening in my life, it don't seem like it's good. It don't seem like things are going to work out. I mean, sometimes I even feel like, Lord, where are you? But I know it's of God. I know it is. I sit back and look, and I know I am here for a purpose. And even when I told my daughter when we first got here, I say we are here to be blessed and to become a blessing to others. And so far, I have been, and I have been. And and I know it's of God. So if you got a situation going on in your life, you don't understand it, and you may have people talking against you, because I have people, family and others, talking against me, saying slick stuff, saying, giving little blows, if you may say. But at the end of the day, I know It's of God. And at the end of the day, you got to know what you heard, who you heard, and you got to know in your heart it's of God. God ain't coming. God is not man. He's not going to come in a traditional way that we think. Because think about it. When they heard of a Messiah, when they heard of someone coming to deliver them from the hands of the Romans, they didn't accept Jesus. No. It's supposed to be a king, not a Nazarene. No. And they didn't accept Jesus. So, when it's of God, you got to understand. And you got to believe, trust that you know what you heard and you know what he said. And you just got to believe in your heart. Things are going to work out for your good. And don't get discouraged. Don't turn around. Continue to trust and believe in the God you serve. Because he said he would never leave you nor forsake you. He said your former days would be better than your latter days. And he said the plans that he have for you are to give you a future and a hope. And you got to also believe his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. As high as heaven is from the earth, his ways and his thoughts are higher than ours. So you got to know some of the things that you're going through, some of the things that you're putting up with, some of the things that are not happening. It is of God. So you just hold on. Be strong. Continue to encourage yourself if you don't have anyone else to encourage you, and know that it is of God. Be blessed. God loves you, and so do I. And as believers, we must encourage, uplift, and strengthen one another in the Lord. Have a great day.